Dobry dzień. Good afternoon. Here we are again in Park Pobedi, which is Victory Park. Last time we went through and we went Eternal Flame and all the statues. This time we're going to go in the back end of it and hope that we're going to see the old Second World War equipment that used to be in the back of this park. So this time we're going to try and go through there. So let's hope you fancy coming a walk with me. There's a walk, but if you're willing to do it, I'm willing to take you there. So here we are, Moskva, and this is Victory Park, Park Pobedi. Park Pobedi. That's where we are, looking at the German stuff from the Second World War, as promised. And years and years ago, this equipment was absolutely terrorizing the Russian army, and they caused all sorts of havoc. They were what considered at the time the super weapons, and it took the Russian army a while to work themselves out how they were going to deal with these. But they did, like they have done with the new equipment, the Leopards and all this sort of things. They've managed to come up with something to deal with them. It's amazing to think, you know. Looking at these and to look about the problems that they had with these German equipment to the Second World War. They had the Tigers, they had the Panthers, and they caused all sorts of havoc during the Second World War. And now we get the situation where they send new tanks to cause problems in Russia. And what do they call them? Leopards. And what's happening to the Leopards? They're getting killed in the battlefield because there is a new system, the drones. And the drones are managing to kill all the big tanks. So it's a different world now. So here we look at some of the German equipment, aircraft shot down. So as I said, they had at the time definitely the most up-to-date equipment, planes. And when they first started with the Bits Creek, forget it, Junkers, parts taken off here. And it's funny, we're doing a war now, we're talking about Nazis. And people say, oh, there's no Nazis, no. Look at Azov. Look at the amounts with tattoos, with swastikas. And then tell me that there is no Nazis fighting in Ukraine. Absolutely jokeable. So obviously, what I don't want to see for us as a normal person, I don't want this Nazi ideology to come back. We managed to get rid of this after the Second World War, and for 80 years we didn't have that problem. And now we're back here with Germans talking about bombing Russia, killing Russians, telling them that the Second World War, where Russia was involved, didn't happen. They just forget about 27 million people who died in the Second World War on the Russian side. That, if you take away, there was about 25% of the male population wiped off. And that's why quite often you see, still to this day, a massive, massive amounts of extra women in Russia, because a lot of the families was wiped out at the Second World War. We should make sure this never, ever, ever happens again. And it's important that everybody thinks that way.